Can we start, first of all, could you tell us a little bit about your childhood? How was it as a child? Where did you go to school? Things like that, because you haven't always been homeless, have you?
No, that's right. Uh, my childhood was great. I come from Texas originally. I grew up in a small town in Texas, and I went to school there through high school. Uh, Came from a big family. Had two brothers and a sister, and dog and cat and a house, and just a normal childhood. Yeah. So it was. Yeah, I would say I was happy the whole time I was a kid. I, you know, played basketball and football when I was a boy, and yeah,
Okay, no problems at school?
no problems at school. I never got in any kind of trouble. Well, normal trouble, but nothing bad. No, uh, yeah, just a normal childhood.
You left Texas, didn't you? And you moved up to Seattle, which is in the north of the United States, isn't it? I think.
That's right.
So why did you do that? What was your reason for moving?
Well, when I finished school, of course, like everybody, I needed to find a job, and I had a friend down there in Texas, and he had been up in Seattle working on a fishing boat. He fished for a living, and I saw him one day, and he told me that he was making enough money in 2 or 3 months that he didn't even have to work for the rest of the year if he didn't want to, because it was a lot of money to work on fishing boats. And I thought, well, that sounds like a pretty good deal. So the next time it was fishing season, I went up there to Seattle with him. Like you said, it's way up north, up near Canada. I've never been there before, and it was a whole lot colder than Texas. But yeah, I got a job working in the fishing business, so that was good for a while.
Good. And so you have a good job, and you're making lots of money.
Oh yeah,
And so did you have a good life in the beginning when you moved to Seattle?
I did. I sure did. I had a very good life. Like you said, I was making lots of money, uh, enough money that I had my own house, my own truck, and eventually I met a very nice young woman, and had a girlfriend, and yeah, everything was real good for probably the first year, maybe 2 years. Everything was great.
Lovely. So you're in Seattle. Everything's great, like you say. You've got lots of money, you've got a girlfriend, you've got somewhere to live. So how did you go from that situation to being homeless?
Well, fishing is it's hard work because you have to work very long hours, and it's very physical work. So for one thing, you have to stay awake for a long time, 18, 20 hours of work at a time. And also, uh, it's very hard on your body. And so I started having lots of body pains, and I'd get tired and want to sleep. So pretty soon, my boss, my supervisor, he started giving me pills, drugs, to help with the pain and to help me stay awake so that I could keep working. And I started having eventually problems, addictions with those drugs. And that led me to try even more powerful drugs. And soon I became so addicted that I started spending every bit of money that I made just just on drugs and alcohol, those types of things, and they became more important to me than anything else in my life.
And did that stop you from doing the work as well, the physical work?
Eventually, yes, I needed a lot more drugs just to feel normal, and so I started sometimes missing work. Eventually, I didn't care about work anymore. Uh, I was fired eventually because I was obviously using drugs at work, which, it sounds strange because it was originally my company that was giving these things to me, but it got so out of hand that eventually they fired me. Uh, so then, yeah, then I didn't work, and it got to the point where I felt like I couldn't work anymore. And so I had some money saved. That lasted a little bit of time, but then when it was all gone, I started to sell everything. Sold my car. I got eventually kicked out of my house because I couldn't pay my rent anymore, and that's how I ended up living on the streets.